Hello folks, and welcome back. If you are a first timer to the channel, welcome entirely. If you've been before, thank you for coming back. Today's challenge is going to be chasing out this little section here, and only this little section. Now, I've said before that I thought my layout was getting too green, and when I look at some of the other hornby layouts, model railway layouts that I see on YouTube, I see some fantastic examples of what it should look like round about a station with a bit of weather and a bit of diesel drippings on the ballast. Now, I've never done that before, but I'm going to give it a bash. Certainly going to do here. I'm thinking I got a tip from another YouTuber about laying out little bits of old track as if they've been left there by some engineering works going on. So we'll see how that goes, and here we go. So before we move on, it would be nice, if you like, to click subscribe now, because that will give you the opportunity to see everything else that I get up to on this channel. So please do if you feel like it, or flick me a like if you're enjoying what you see. Now, the ballast I go for is this GM 1911 from Gauge Master, which I like. It's not a paid promotion, by the way, I wish. But this is the one that I've used to do all the ballasting all the way around. However, what I've learned is if you go single colour all the way around, it doesn't look quite right. So I've got some of this Hornby R7166 ballast. It's a limestone ballast, so the plan is to put that sort of through the middle to mix it up a bit. And then for final finishings, I bought this Hornby R7165 ballast by mistake a couple of months ago, but it turns out it's really good for adding like a darker detail, and it might be quite good to make it look as if the diesel engine's weathered it quite a lot. So we're going to see how that goes. Now this would take a wee while, so I'm going to put it onto hyperlapse, but the long and short is, the way you do it is you get some ballast onto your spoon and then you slow feed it on. You can buy ballast feeders. I think, having looked at some people that's doing it, it might be quite difficult. It's great if you're setting it out from scratch and you're doing all your ballasting in the one. I didn't do it that way because I want to try and imagine bit by bit on my whole layout how this is going to work out. So instead of you staring at me forever doing this, I'll go to hyperlapse and then I'll stop if I need to speak about anything that's really, really important. Thank you. So that's stage one, getting the ballast down. Now the ballast is dry. What I need to do next is to put on a 50-50 mix of PVA glue. So what does that involve? Getting your PVA glue, literally like I said, 50% glue, 50% water, and then with a pipette, which is one of these things, just drip it on. Now I've got one challenge. You couldn't see it in the hyperlapse, but there's a hole here somewhere, and it's very deliberate. It was so I could take the wires down through and underneath. The other thing I'll need to do in the future, and I'll make something to cover up these link points from Hornby. Sorry, not link points, jumper cables basically from Hornby. It takes the power from that track to that track. And I thought, while I was doing it, I'd stick on that wee lineside box that I bought recently, because I think it looks pretty cool and it's in the right place. But anyway, the next part is going to be putting PVA glue all along here. Now it's too much the same colour. This is what I had before. Nothing's ever like that in real life, so I need darker parts, and that's where the other ballast comes in. So hang on, I'm going to hyperlapse that so that you don't have to hang about forever. Well, that is it for now. Let me know what you think. So the last thing I usually do, and here's a top tip to listen to, I get a steel wheeled, and it has to be a steel wheeled wagon, and I'll see if it's going to run free while it's still wet. Right, and the reason for the steel wheel is, what I've found is, if you use a plastic one to work any ballast away from the track, it gets impregnated into the wheels themselves, and then you've got to pick them out. Now we can see this is moving back and forward really nice on its own, which is great. In fact, it's running so free it's trying to run away. Now let me know what you think. I'm going to zoom a little so you can get the full effect of what that looks like. And I hope you agree it's reasonable. I think it gives a good finish to the station. Particularly I went with the darker ballast for the track that the diesel engines are going to stop on. It gives that effect without painting it, and painting's fine. Plenty do it and it looks amazing, to be honest. And these are proper experts, so if there's any tips you experts want to give me, I'd be happy to listen. But yeah, if you've came this far, I would be delighted if you choose to subscribe, or throw me a like. If you do subscribe, there's more like this coming. So thank you again.